Asmongold kind of seems to be a f***ing idiot who just follows whatever path or trend he's given. Also, Asmongold's editor is a Nazi, which might be influencing him negatively. Elon recently unbanned Nick Fuentes on Twitter, and Asmongold's editor put that as Elon unbanned a, quote, white supremacist, end quote, mildly right-leaning political commentator Nick Fuentes. He's a Nazi. Literally nobody but a Nazi would do that. So pretty cool that one of the biggest Twitch streamers is just, Asmongold's stupid enough that he could probably be led by the nose to basically any political point. So the fact that he has a Nazi as his editor. Did you see his new video defending Fuentes, calling him mildly rightly? I didn't see the video, only the description, because I know that his editor is a Nazi. I didn't see the video. I don't know what he's saying in the video. My guess, because again, he's very, very stupid, is that he would say, like Asmongold would say something like, well, I'm all for free speech, and, you know, they say this guy is bad, but I don't know much about him. And then somebody in chat would say, like, he's based, yo. And then Asmon would be like, yeah, I hear, like, the left kept targeting this guy. Like, he would, like, defend him without defending him, basically. Just my guess. I haven't seen the video. I'm not gonna see the video either, but I'm right. Asmon also has a habit of saying he's getting canceled. He makes an I've been canceled video every 3 days, yeah. Okay, so he's a civility lib then? Well, no, Asmongold is a fascist. He's just like, actually one of the purest examples of the moderate wing of fascism thing. The positions that he arrives at, the things that he defends and attacks, these are, he ends up like in line politically with the fascism side almost every time, but when challenged, it's all done under the artifice of civility, right? So right now the dynamic is Asmongold has always been like a very civil guy, but over time Twitch has cracked down on right-wingers on Twitch streams more and more because, as it turns out, it's really difficult to be a right-leaning political streamer and not violate terms of service when it comes to being bigoted, you know? So he was always like a Trump guy, but he was like a civility-leaning kind of Trump guy, like kind of nice, you know? But over time, more and more right-wingers have been banned, so more of them have flooded over to Asmongold, the ones who didn't leave over to Kick or whatever, right? So he's getting pushed further and further into, like, the radicalization side of things, you know, Nick Fuentes, or, like, race stuff or whatever, and his positions are getting more and more far-right. You know, he's taking his opinions from that, like, pedophile lolicon VTuber streamers' videos, and his chat's egging him on the entire way. No, it's not his mask dropping. A mask would imply that Asmongold had, like, a private set of positions that he's disguising with the civility. I don't think that's true. I think that he thinks of himself as, like, a civil little baby birthday boy with glasses, and everyone else who's mean and canceling him is just, like, being insane about it, right? Because he's civil, right? But the civility is being employed in the service of far-right talking points, ones that he can't defend. Like, he doesn't have any real opinions, but I don't think it's deliberate dishonesty. Asmon the fascist, what a joke. Vaush going off of the deep end again. Oh, hello, Asmongold fan. Like, listen, maybe think about, like, the way I presented that argument, okay? It's not that he's an out-and-about ideological fascist. It's that he's being driven to the outcomes and beliefs that fascists have from the perspective of some, like, moderate civil kind of, you know what I mean? Like, he's he's very malleable. It's very easy for him to be pushed into that position, you know? I think it's, like, pretty obvious. It's not like a difficult line to push or whatever. It's not like a, you know, crazy out there position.
The reason why I have an easier time calling those who defend Israel fascist is because Zionism is predicated on the idea that Israel has to be a Jewish supremacist ethno-state that literally has a certain percentage of Jews inside of Israel. This is a demographic concern unlike any other. Here in the United States of America, if we were to say America has to be a nation that is 75%, you know, Irish, English, and German, white, everyone would understandably go, that's insane. That's just white supremacy. But Zionism is that exact same principle, is that exact same concept, but for very valid historical reasons, it has been able to shelter itself as a defensive posture, as though it is a defensive ethno-state. The valid reasons, of course, being the Holocaust.
Within the context of, like, World War II and, you know, like, everything that happened. Yeah, so no, I understand that. And I mean, I'm not really a pro-Israel guy at all, honestly. I don't really give a shit about them. It's not.
Should I skip? I feel like I should skip ahead. Do you think that as he gets more tired, he'll attempt making a point? If I move ahead by 2 literal hours, do you think he'll eventually arrive at, like, making a point? He will not. Okay, I kind of want to try anyway. Okay, I'm skipping way the fuck ahead.
Well, BDS is identical. It's the same exact. It's literally like almost definitionally identical. It's a boycotts, divestment, and sanctions on apartheid South Africa.
You know that there are some states that have passed anti-BDS laws that are almost certainly unconstitutional. Like, the Zionist entrenchment in our government is so strong that there have been like outward, like, you can't do this anymore laws that are just flagrantly a violation of the First Amendment that they just do anyway. Many supporters of the State of Israel have often advocated or implemented anti-BDS laws, which effectively seek to retaliate against people and organizations engaged in boycotts of Israel-affiliated entities. Anti-BDS laws are designed to make it difficult for anti-Israel people and organizations to participate in boycotts. Anti-BDS legal resolutions are symbolic and non-binding parliamentary condemnations, either of boycotts of Israel or the BDS movements itself. There are some, like, really wild ones. 38 states have passed bills and executive orders designed to discourage boycotts of Israel. 38 states! 72% opposed laws penalizing people who boycott Israel. 22% supported such laws. What a great democracy we're in, you know? Like, fucking 72 to 22 is an overwhelming support for there being no anti-BDS laws, but they get passed everywhere anyway. I wonder why. I wonder if the capital class has different sets of interests to the working class, and for that reason, the average American might not understand why this obvious violation of the First Amendment is necessary, and the capital class understands that uncompromising commitment to U.S. hegemony is it needs to be legally reinforced. You know, we did this during the colonial days as well. Like, Western European nations would have laws to protect economic transactions between them and their colony states, like India or France with half of Africa or whatever. Like, because they didn't want protesters to, like, cripple their colonies economically by organizing opposition to them. So they would do something similar, you know? So much for the free market. For relief money after Hurricane Harvey, some cities needed to pledge you wouldn't ever boycott Israel. Jesus Christ. Texas City tells people no Hurricane Harvey aid unless they promise not to boycott Israel. Don't want to die in a pond? Want your roof to be fixed? Well, and all of this was before October 7th. This has been going on for a long time. If you ever wonder why the capital class has consolidated so effectively to oppose the growing U.S. opposition to Israel, this is why. Because they've been getting away with it for decades. Decades and decades of coordination, of infiltration, of normalization, all of that being uprooted over 6 months because Israel is so fucking bad at managing its own affairs that it's making the American public turn against them despite the propaganda. My company has to submit this written form affirming we will not boycott Israel before we accept jobs over 100K. Jesus. Texas Government Code. Pursuant to Section 2270.001 Texas Government Code, boycott Israel means refusing to da-da-da, company means da-da-da. 1. Do not boycott Israel. And 2. Will not boycott Israel during the terms of the contract. Nice. A government entity may not enter into a contract with a company for goods or services unless the contract contains written verification from the company that it... Yep. Can you enforce this legally? I mean, all of this is almost certainly anti-constitutional, but none of that matters, you know? Unless people legally challenge it.